Listening and speaking practice. Hello everyone. Today we are going to practice our listening and speaking skills to improve our pronunciation. It was a chilly autumn morning as I arrived at JFK International Airport, filled with excitement for my long-awaited trip to the Big Apple. I had always dreamed of exploring the iconic landmarks and soaking in the vibrant energy of New York City. As soon as I stepped out of the airport, I was greeted by the hustle and bustle of the city. Yellow taxis honked their horns, and pedestrians rushed by in a frenzy. The city's skyscrapers loomed overhead, casting shadows on the streets below. I checked into my hotel, which was located in the heart of Times Square, and wasted no time in hitting the streets. I started my adventure with a stroll through Central Park, marveling at the colorful foliage and the serene beauty of the park in the fall. I took a boat ride on the Central Park Lake, capturing breathtaking views of the city skyline. Next, I ventured to the iconic Times Square, where the bright lights and billboards dazzled me. The atmosphere was electric as I walked among the throngs of people, taking in the sights and sounds of this famous landmark. I even had my picture taken with the costumed characters that roamed the area. I couldn't resist visiting the Empire State Building, and I made my way to the top for panoramic views of the city. The skyline stretched out before me, with the Statue of Liberty standing tall in the distance. I felt on top of the world as I gazed out at the concrete jungle below. One of the highlights of my trip was a Broadway show. I was mesmerized by the talent and energy of the performers as they brought a story to life on the stage. The lights, music, and applause created an unforgettable experience that left me in awe. Of course, I couldn't leave New York without indulging in its famous culinary scene. I tried classic New York-style pizza, bagels, and hot dogs from street vendors, and dined in trendy restaurants that offered a diverse range of cuisines from around the world. The food was a delightful fusion of flavors and cultures, truly reflecting the city's cosmopolitan nature. I also took the opportunity to explore the diverse neighborhoods of New York, such as Soho, Greenwich Village, and Chinatown. Each had its own unique charm and character, with their eclectic shops, art galleries, and cultural landmarks. As my trip came to an end, I realized that New York City was truly a city that never sleeps. From the iconic landmarks to the vibrant culture, the city had left an indelible mark on me. I left with memories that I would cherish for a lifetime, and a longing to return to the city that had captured my heart. With a heavy heart, I bid farewell to the city that had become my temporary home and made my way back to the airport. As the plane took off, I looked out the window one last time, taking in the breathtaking view of the city's glittering skyline. I knew that I would carry the spirit of New York with me forever, and I promised myself that I would be back to explore more of the city's wonders one day. As I boarded my flight back home, I reflected on my incredible trip to New York. The memories of the iconic landmarks, the vibrant culture, and the diverse neighborhoods flooded my mind. I felt a sense of awe and gratitude for the experiences I had in the city that never sleeps. During my trip, I had also made new friends from all walks of life. I met aspiring artists in Greenwich Village, business professionals in Wall Street, and immigrants with fascinating stories in Chinatown. The melting pot of cultures and the diversity of people in New York City had opened my eyes to new perspectives and enriched my understanding of the world. I couldn't forget the energy of Times Square, the serenity of Central Park, and the breathtaking views from the Empire State Building. The Broadway show I had seen had left me inspired and in awe of the incredible talent on stage. The food, oh the food! The flavors and aromas of the various cuisines had delighted my taste buds and left me craving more. As the plane touched down at my home city, I felt a sense of nostalgia for the vibrant streets of New York City. I knew that I had left a piece of my heart in the concrete jungle, and I couldn't wait to plan my next visit to this captivating city. Months passed, but my memories of New York City remained fresh in my mind. I found myself daydreaming about the city's energy, its iconic landmarks, and the people I had met. I longed to wander through Central Park again, to take in the dazzling lights of Times Square, and to explore more of the city's neighborhoods. Finally, the day arrived when I booked my next trip to New York City. I eagerly packed my bags, filled with anticipation and excitement. As I stepped off the plane and onto the streets of New York, it felt like coming home. The city welcomed me with open arms, and I was ready to embark on another adventure. This time, I ventured beyond the well-known tourist spots and delved deeper into the city's hidden gems. I explored the trendy neighborhoods of Williamsburg and Dumbo in Brooklyn, visited the world-class museums of Museum Mile, and indulged in the diverse food scene of Queens. I even took a ferry to Staten Island to catch a glimpse of the Statue of Liberty up close. I rekindled my love for Broadway shows, catching multiple performances during my visit. I immersed myself in the city's art and music scene, discovering local talents in galleries and live music venues. I also took leisurely strolls along the High Line and enjoyed the panoramic views of the city's skyline from this elevated park. Before I knew it, my trip had come to an end once again. As I bid farewell to New York City, I felt a renewed appreciation for its endless energy, diverse culture, and unique charm. The city had once again left an indelible mark on my heart, and I promised myself that I would be back for more adventures in the future. As I settled back into my routine at home, I found myself reminiscing about my trips to New York City. I would often share stories with my friends and family, recounting the adventures, the people I had met, and the incredible experiences I had. I would show them the photos I had taken, and their eyes would light up with excitement as they listened to my tales of the big city. The memories of New York City had a lasting impact on me. I had learned so much about different cultures, met people from all walks of life, and experienced the hustle and bustle of city living. It had broadened my horizons and expanded my worldview, making me more open-minded and appreciative of diversity. One day, as I was going through my photos and reliving my memories, I realized that I had fallen in love with New York City. Its energy, its diversity, its iconic landmarks, and its vibrant culture had captured my heart in a way that no other place had before. I knew then that New York City held a special place in my heart and that it would forever be a destination that I would return to. With a renewed sense of excitement and determination, I started planning my next trip to New York City. I researched new neighborhoods to explore, shows to see, and restaurants to try. I eagerly anticipated the day when I would once again set foot in the concrete jungle and immerse myself in the city's unique atmosphere. Finally, the day arrived, and I found myself back in the hustle and bustle of New York City. I marveled at the iconic skyline as I made my way through the busy streets, feeling a sense of familiarity and excitement at the same time. I revisited some of my favorite spots and explored new areas, discovering hidden gems and making new memories. I caught a Broadway show that left me mesmerized, walked along the High Line at sunset, and indulged in delicious food from around the world in the city's diverse neighborhoods. I met people from all walks of life, listened to their stories, and learned from their perspectives. I even took a day trip to the nearby Hudson Valley and marveled at the natural beauty just a short distance from the bustling city. As my trip came to an end, I felt a mix of emotions. I was sad to leave the city that had become like a second home to me, but I was also grateful for the memories and experiences I had gathered. New York City had once again left an indelible mark on my heart, and I knew that it would forever hold a special place in my soul. As I boarded my flight back home, I carried with me the memories of the sights, sounds, and flavors of New York City. I knew that I would be back again, ready to embark on new adventures, create more stories, and fall in love with the city all over again. Until then, I would cherish the memories of my trips to the Big Apple, a city that had truly captured my heart and soul. As I bid farewell to the bustling streets of New York City and boarded my flight back home, I couldn't help but reflect on the incredible journey I had just experienced. The memories of the city that never sleeps were still fresh in my mind, and I knew that I would carry them with me for a lifetime. Back home, I eagerly shared my stories with my friends and family, showing them the photos I had taken and regaling them with tales of my adventures. They listened with rapt attention, captivated by the excitement and energy of New York City that I had conveyed through my words. The impact of my trips to New York City continued to resonate with me long after I had returned home. I found myself incorporating the lessons I had learned from the diverse cultures I had encountered into my daily life. I embraced a more open-minded perspective, appreciating the beauty of differences and embracing diversity in all its forms. I also found myself yearning for the vibrant energy of the city, the thrill of exploring its neighborhoods, and the unique experiences it offered. I knew that New York City had left an indelible mark on me, and I couldn't wait for my next adventure in the Big Apple. With each passing day, my desire to return to New York City grew stronger. I found myself daydreaming about the iconic landmarks, the lively streets, the world-class cuisine, and the melting pot of cultures that I had encountered. I knew that another trip to the city was inevitable. Finally, the day arrived when I found myself back in the heart of New York City. As I stepped out onto the busy streets, I was greeted by the familiar sights and sounds that had captured my heart before. I wasted no time in immersing myself in the city's energy, exploring new neighborhoods, and indulging in the diverse culinary scene. I took in breathtaking views from the top of the Empire State Building, wandered through the bustling streets of Times Square, and strolled through Central Park, taking in the serene beauty of nature in the midst of the urban jungle. I also made it a point to connect with the people I met along the way, engaging in conversations and learning from their unique perspectives. As my trip drew to a close, I felt a deep sense of gratitude for the experiences and memories I had created. New York City had once again left an indelible mark on my soul, and I knew that it would forever hold a special place in my heart. As I boarded my flight back home, I carried with me a renewed appreciation for the diversity and vibrancy of New York City. I had learned so much from my trips, and I knew that the city had changed me in ways that would last a lifetime. As I settled back into my daily routine, I found myself eagerly anticipating my next adventure in the Big Apple. The memories of New York City continued to inspire me, reminding me of the richness and beauty that comes from embracing different cultures, exploring new places, and opening oneself to new experiences. Thank you for watching the video. I ask that you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to be notified when new videos are released.